Once again, wishing each one of you all a very, very happy 2019. Like I had said, that it is a start of the decade, an end of one decade. It means let's leave the past behind and emerge a whole new being the way we wish we would like to be, rather than what others wish how we should be. So this is the year 2019 where we start emerging with ourselves. Right at the beginning, at the start of the year, on January 5th, we had the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse effects were actually this time felt 10 days in advance. And it happened and affected me too, because I am a part of the universe, right? And I also saw that the people around me, my family, my friends, we all were undergoing the effects of the solar system. We all were undergoing the effects of the solar eclipse. And it is so funny that normally I would like to release my videos before either the eclipses come or before the planets are going retrograde or direct. So I make my videos 5 days to 10 days in advance so that I can apprise you guys out there of what is going to happen. But it makes me laugh, because this time the solar eclipse has been very, very strong, and a person like me who's normally very, very prepared with all these things, it took me also unawares. And I realized 2-3 things happening in my life. Firstly, I couldn't keep up to my commitment of actually making my video and apprising my clients in advance, because I was so much caught in the whirlpool of my own emotional family dramas. My family was visiting me, my daughter, my grandchildren, my daughter's in-laws. I mean, I had a full house, so you can imagine the flurry of activity that I was experiencing, which was a mixed bag. I was going out for holidays, enjoying with my grandchildren, and I also was remembering that I had to do my things, but somehow I could not keep up to the commitment. One part of me was getting angry and agitated that I cannot, because work for me is like worship and I need to keep my commitments in time. But this is one time I realized that I had missed out on all my scheduled dates. And then, of course, the banter of words that follow when we try to not keep up with the ideas of the other people, or we want to prove a point to ourselves. And I am, for one, a very firm believer in never trying to prove the truth. But amazing is it that after the eclipse, when everything actually a little bit settled down, I realized on the 6th of January or on the 7th of January, when I was wondering, why is my mind so restless? Why am I trying to prove points? And I realized that I was trying to prove the truth, and truth can never be proved. So I had to be myself. I had to calm my down. I got back into my yoga, which is a way of life for me. I got back into my breathing exercises so that I could calm myself down. And the first thing I did was to give a call to my media manager and said that we forgot to do the sun eclipse this time, because normally when I'm doing the eclipses video, I tend to remind myself also, and I try to take proper actions. And not to my astonishment, but I would say that it was humorous for me to hear, because my media manager was also undergoing the same things. He had completely gone ballistic in trying to do the new things in his office, and he wanted to invent new ways of starting the year, with the result that he actually couldn't do anything. It was all a big jumble. So this is the impact that the solar eclipses have. Now there are 2 ways of looking at it. One is that the experience makes a man perfect. So this also taught me a lesson that rather than waiting for the eclipses to happen, I should actually start making my videos a month in advance, so that I also remind myself that these things can happen, because obviously these things can affect me also, and they do affect me. But the only thing is that since I make the videos, I tend to safeguard my energies. But since 15th of December, I was on a family holiday. I just completely forgot. And when the eclipse came, that is from 3rd January to almost 6th January, I was in such a hurry-burry state that I myself didn't know that whether I'm coming or whether I'm going. And sometimes I would end up even arguing with my loved ones or friends for no rhyme or reason. I mean, a hilarious and a humorous episode took place in my own house, which has not happened in the last, I would say, 2 decades. It was a banter between an outside dog and my own pet dog. And and that outside dog wasn't like a wayward dog, it was somebody else's pet. But the owner of that other big dog came and told me that I had to keep my gate shut if I didn't want the other dogs to come in, rather than be agitated and saying that you should be keeping your pet dog in your house. So of course at the end of the day the things were bad, but at the same time the next day we were laughing at it because we've never done or never shown such erratic behavior before. So it's the banter on the eclipse day, which happened on 5th of Jan. On 6th of Jan, we again were shaking hands and laughing it out, that how the energies of every individual was undergoing a metamorphosis. So solar eclipse is something which we should be mentally prepared. So I have done, and I would also urge every one of you all there to note down the details when the solar eclipses are going to take place. So normally if we write it down earlier, chances are that the eclipses may happen on that particular time, or it could also happen a couple of hours here and there, or a day here and there, but definitely not more than that. But since the effect of the solar starts 5 days ahead and it takes for it to simmer down 5 days later, it is important that for those 10 days we keep our calm, we keep our patience, we think twice before we say, and actually get mentally ready that things can catapult, there can be volcanic tempers, and there can be things happening which will just irritate your nerves, and you do tend to become a short fuse. So experiencing it this time makes us better prepared for the future. And I, for one, I promise to you all that 1 month in advance, I am going to warn you all that the eclipses are going to come. Not only be prepared myself, and also expect that it will do you all a world of good.